we do a bad boy? Oh my god! Oh my god! I love this bike. I love this bike so much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr.NeverSlowDown here with another video. I'm on the S1K. Just did a crazy track day the other day with Josh Heron, and now we're back on the road. Luckily I got tires that can do both track days and on the road as well. These are the Michelin Power Cup 2s. They're really nice. Here, let me get in neutral and show you them super quick. They're kind of melted. Well, check them out. They're absolutely destroyed on the sides, but they still got tons of life left. Today I'm going to be talking about how this BMW is incredible for the street. Incredible. This is by far the best bike to have for the street. And honestly, the other day at the track I rode my buddy's V4. Honestly, I'd rather be riding this on the track most of the time. And the reason for that is this thing takes a lot less effort to do the same things on the Ducati V4. Not only is this thing runs, you know, it feels a lot cooler, you know, when you're sitting on it. It doesn't cook you alive like the Ducati does. On the track you don't really feel that, of course, because you're on the track, you're flying and all that, so you get great airflow. Yeah, but this bike overall is the best. Overall, the one you want to be owning, the one you want to be riding, it's this one. But I gotta say, that Ducati V4 has something special about it. Raw, it's sexy, it's gorgeous. I still like the look of this one better, but that one has something special. This bike is so smooth. The way it accelerates. Right now it's in race mode right now. I have it on race mode. The only thing that I have turned up is the traction control right now. It's at 2. One thing that's very different from the Ducati to this bike is the way the traction control intervenes. This one feels like when you pull the throttle more than the traction control will allow, you literally do not have anything. You pull the throttle and nothing happens. Oh, it feels so dialed. You guys are wondering which helmet I'm wearing right now. I got a new helmet because I needed to match the bike. My other helmet was a AGV Pista GPRR, you know, with the crazy spoiler and the exposed carbon. Gorgeous helmet, definitely like the coolest helmet you can get, but it didn't match this bike and I wanted something different that I've never had before, so I ended up getting a Shark Aeron GP, the Zarco edition one, the one that's white and has like blue and orange and all these different colors. I'm really liking it, and it looks perfect with this bike. Definitely has the same look to it with all the different tricolors and all that stuff. I really like it, as you guys can see it. One of the few bikes that you can get optioned with carbon wheels, which this one has, which I think is awesome. That's a massive performance upgrade. It's an expensive one, but it's a massive performance upgrade. Not only in the power department, but also the stopping department, because you know, you have less rotational mass to stop, as well as to, you know, get going faster. So it's going to help you on everything, and turning. This thing loves to go into neutral. It is hot, but I am not too uncomfortable on this thing. On my Ducati, I would be cooking. I'd be trying to turn off the bike at every intersection. I'd be having my legs out, trying to cool them out. So I am very thankful for the little heat that this thing does produce. And where it does, it's very far away from where you're sitting. God, those pops. You know, on my last track day, I noticed this bike is so damn loud, I can barely even hear myself. Like, I need to make sure I'm talking when I'm not doing this! Or else you can't hear me. So what do I love about this bike compared to the V4, which I really do. After riding it on the track back to back, you know, this thing isn't fully set up yet on suspension wise, but everything else is dialed in. And one thing that really stood out to me is this bike is, it feels less ferocious, but it really is ferocious, don't get me wrong, but it just does it in a very elegant way that doesn't scare you as much as the Ducati would. Because the Ducati is ferocious. Something about the bass of the engine note, even though this thing is super loud and screams, the Ducati just feels more raw and more unhinged. But it still keeps its composure very well, especially if you have it set up well. You know, with good tires, all that stuff. This is the bike you'd want though. You know, for the track, for the road, you want this. But don't get me wrong, the Ducati's an incredible track weapon, and nothing gets your heart going faster than that. But again, I'd rather have this. Funny enough, my buddy actually put his bike up for sale today, and you know, we just did the track day, and you know, he rode this bike too. And he was like, wow, I can ride the BMW lap after lap after lap, and you know, not be tired. His cardio isn't as good as mine, so I don't mind it as much. But for him, it's like he can only do like 3-4 laps, and you know, his legs are going to be hurting and stuff. So yeah, so for him, he'd rather have this bike, because he's just going to have a lot more fun with it. He's going to be able to ride it more on the track. They're going to make lane filtering legal in August, which basically means when cars are stopped, you can pass them in the center, you know, between the center lanes, not on the shoulders, of course, at up to 15 miles an hour. You can't go any faster, and the cars have to be stopped. So that'll be really nice. I never ride through this little road here. It's kind of nice, and good shade too with the trees. This thing is so easy to ride. Oof. I did something right with the suspension. This thing feels pretty good. The main thing on this BMW S1000RR that I really enjoy about it, riding it on the street, is the heat is very manageable. Normally, if you're on like the Ducati, you're getting the heat here on like the thigh area and like your ass. And then this bike, you really only feel it like by your calf, which barely heats you up, I would say, in comparison to your thigh. Much closer to your, you know, your body. So definitely a lot better on the heat wise. And on this bike, you're not exactly sitting on the engine like you are the Ducati. The Ducati, you're like literally sitting on the engine, and you're right above the exhaust pipe, which is insanely hot. I've even burned myself once. The nastiest burn I've ever had was from that exhaust. Just me accidentally touching it while I was wiping something down while it was still hot. This is my only bike I have on GP shift. I have another 2 bikes, but it's too complex to get a switch to GP shift. The really cool thing about this bike, if you want to do GP shift, is there's one bolt that you remove and you put it in another place and you're done. and it's in GP shift. You can change it back just as easily, of course. Don't need to buy any fancy things, you know, pay someone to do anything. It's super easy. So if you're looking for a big 1000 to take on the track, ride on the road, you know, do everything, this bike is the bike for that. Slap on some good race tires if you do the whole track thing. But if anything, some good sport ones will do well if you're just riding it on the road, because you're not going to need the extra grip. This is such a beautiful bike. I love the cockpit on this thing. You know, having a white bike, they do get dirty, but there's something about them. They look so, I don't know, it's like an angel, so pure. And this thing really fits that role. It rides so well. It rides incredibly well. Oh my god, this thing is fast. Ready, boys? Oh! In terms of which bike gets more attention, I would say they're pretty much equal. This one has a really nice look to it because it's white, but the Ducati has that red that really, you know, catches the eye. So I think they both have the same amount of pizzazz, but I would assume more people gravitate towards the Ducati. Downshift. Oh! If you're wondering which tune I have the Bren Tune Stage 2. So that's the one that just uses regular, you know, like 90, 95 pump gas. But one day, what I am going to try is the E85 tune, the Stage 3. Which is, I believe, the fastest tune you can get on this thing. With ethanol. It's corn! Well, that's it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. On conclusion, the S1000 reigns king over every other 1000 that I've ridden on the street, on the track. This thing is my preferred weapon all around because of the comfort, the little heat it does produce for the crazy amount of power it does make, its ease of use, its livability, its features, its looks, its technology, everything. This bike has it. You want an awesome bike? This is the one. You will not be disappointed if you want an all-rounder bike to do everything really, really well, and it looks damn good doing it. So that's it, boys and ladies. Hit that like button if you want to see more content. Hit that subscribe button if you want me to keep posting. Let me know what type of videos you want, which ones you like the most, what I should keep cranking out. I'll see you guys later. Mr.NeverSlowDown out. See you guys. Ciao. Otherworldly, this bike.